Hi everybody, Jackson here. Welcome back to the Daily Endeavours for the 14th of February. Before I begin, I just want to point out, you'll see through the announcements, there is a Gilded Glory event. So this is just double gold from... I believe it's only from quests. I don't think it's from anything that you can sell, because items that you can sell at the moment just sell for the same amount they regularly sell for, as far as I've seen. So I don't know. Because yeah, like... green items sell for 100 gold, so you can't make money from that. It's only from... I would assume that it's only from quests and from looting chests and stuff like that. So you could get a little bit of money extra from doing writs, but don't expect anything crazy. You know, I find that selling stuff on guild stores is usually where you get my seed gold. Alright, so let's get into the actual endeavors themselves. So timecodes, chapters will be in the description if you need them. Shit set, if I'm honest. 8 items at a woodworking table, patrolling horror in the Imperial City depths, or district, sorry. Outfit 1 time, excavating purple or gold antiquities, and looting 2 stealable items. So these, I think this personally is one of the worst endeavors in the game. It could be relatively quick to do, but it's so unreliable that I honestly don't even bother. For 10 seals, I don't even want to bother like spending my time trying to do this one. So, the patrolling horrors, there's 12 in total. They're all found in the Imperial City, in the surface section, so any of these 8 districts here. The easiest way to get to them is you have to go into the Imperial City, into the campaign. When you get in, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can go through the sewers and get into one of the districts that way, but I think you're much better off going into the ladder room. All of the safe zones for each of the alliances has a ladder room like this. Each one takes you to a specific district. You go up there, you go to the surface, and you run around trying to find these things. They're called patrolling horrors for a reason. They wander around the districts. They're hard to miss. They're just big Daedra. That's all the bosses are. There's like a clan fear, a spider Daedra, harvester, all sorts of shit. If you want info on them, you can find it on this page here. It tells you which ones you can find, and like you look at them, they're easy to spot, and they're really easy to spot if you're in stealth, because they have these like huge blue rings around them that prevent you from staying in stealth around them. So the reason I don't like doing this one is they're world bosses, so they take ages to kill. You can solo any of them, but ironically, these are not the horrors that you have to worry about in Imperial City. The real horrors are the players you have to deal with. When you're fighting one of these guys, all it takes is for a single good player to just rush up and just blitz you in like 2 hits, and you have to respawn, you have to try and find the patrolling horror that you were trying to fight. This is very easy to... While your attention is on the boss, some dude will just rock up and just kill you. That's why I don't like this one. It's basically like... You're basically in the middle of an ocean trying to chase like a fish, and there's just fucking sharks everywhere. And, you know, you might get lucky and catch the fish, but, you know, any other time the sharks are just going to eat you alive. Because the players in Imperial City, you have to understand, are fucking tough. And for the majority of the player base who are just trying to get these endeavors done, these people will fucking wipe the floor with you. And it's very difficult to just traverse these places and try and kill them, because... players will see a boss getting attacked, and they'll know immediately to just like check what's going on. So yeah, if you're not experienced with this stuff, the odds of you surviving that kind of thing are just like so small. So my advice is, unless you're like really good in PvP, or you can just like follow a big group of your alliance players that will chase one of these bosses, then absolutely do it. But if you're just if you're trying to do this on your own, or if you're just like not good at PvP, both I suppose, then I honestly wouldn't even bother with this one, because these 12 bosses, they take a while to respawn when they die, and you do have to run around in Imperial City trying to find them, and other players are going to be doing the same, and most of the ones doing this one are probably going to be good at fighting in PvP. So my advice with this one, even though this is a terrible set, and this is one of the 3 base game options, I don't even bother doing this one for 10 seals. I don't actually think this one is worth it. I skip it. Even if I don't want to bother doing these 2, I just do these 2 here and just fucking forget about this one. Because it can be so brutal trying to do this one with how some of those players are out there. Because man, some of them, like this character here, not high CP, so you just go the non-CP campaign, but like 20,000 health, they'll take that off in like 2 seconds, easily. I should point out too that the ones in the sewers, like the generals with the flags on their back, they don't count. It's only those 12 in the districts themselves. So if you do try and do that one, good luck. It's very exciting. I'll just leave it at that. Alright, so outfit one time, this is a lot easier. All you gotta do is go to an outfit station. Now there's 2 really easy ways to get this done. The first is a free way. You have to have hide helmet as an option. This is a default thing, you can just get this, but you just can't have any head item aside from hide helmet on. You can also have clear slot, which works too. But yeah, if you want to put the item back on, it's going to cost a lot more. So what you want to do is clear slot. This doesn't cost any gold. It says here that the application cost is 50, but if you look at the cost here, it doesn't actually cost anything. So my advice is do that. That will count as doing the endeavor, and then you go here, it also says application cost 0. So that there doesn't cost any gold. So if you want to do this, that's what I suggest doing. If you have a head piece on already, my advice then is just get any die and just put it on one of these items, accept, and then whatever die you had on before, you can just put it back on. So in this case, I'll just clear it. It'll cost 100 gold in total to do that. But, 100 gold for, what is basically 5 seconds for an endeavor. That's nothing. Comparing this to doing this, it's so ridiculous, the difference between these two. Like, how difficult it can be to do this versus this one. It's just ridiculous. Alright, so next I'll talk about deconstructing woodworking items. Also very easy. So there is a completely free way to do this, which is to steal items in places like this. Like, you just take these staves from here. These, not always will there be staves here. Sometimes they don't spawn. So don't worry, that's normal. But there's a lot of items here you can actually grab that can easily get you your 8 items to deconstruct. So the easier way to actually do this is to go to the woodworking station straight away. If you have some maple and some star materials to use, what you can do instead is craft a bunch of bows or staves with maple and just a star material that you can use. So maple you get from guild stores really easily. It's like so cheap getting standard maple. And then star materials you get from the carpenters that will usually be near the woodworking stations. These guys sell all of the racial motifs. Not the racial motifs, the racial styles. So you can just buy these for 15 gold, infinite amount. You can get literally as many as you want. Up to a maximum of 999 at a time, but you can just buy more and more as you go. So yeah, you can just buy as many as you need there, and you just craft your items. So in this case, I'll just craft one, just to show an example. And then you just go and deconstruct your bow that you just made. The fuck? I guess I created that for a writ and it didn't work? Okay, interesting. And then these items here, you can just deconstruct those, the ones that you stole. You get some standard nightwood, I suppose you can just sell that, because very rare in many... Oh, it's still 16 gold, that's a lot. Yeah, I don't understand how that works. Interesting. I guess there are players learning to play. Okay, so first thing you want to do, if you've started at the woodworking station, I suppose, the first place you can check is the Fighters Guild. It says 5 woodworking items you can easily get your hands on. These shields here, there's 5 in total. Just be careful of this lady here. If you stand too close, can you please go invisible again? There you go. Alright, so getting these shields is a bit annoying, because you don't want to... Oh, come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, so you can see the 2 shields here as well. You just have to be a bit patient and have them move. There's also a shield here, but if this person's in the way, Actually, does that count? Yeah, she doesn't... Apparently, I don't exist. Oh, she doesn't exist. That's weird. It's the same thing with the Eyes of the Queen in the Orioles area. Okay, so yeah, you saw those. There's a bow on the Fighters Guild, like out on the table here, that these archers are using. But there's so many people around that, usually you get spotted if you try and grab that. There's a couple of shields in the Aegis of Oriel as well. I'm pretty sure, anyway. I think there's one on this No? Okay. Pretty sure there's... Oh my god, my cat's fucking going nuts on the door. What are you doing? I took my cat to the vet, and she got... Oh my god, she's still going! What the fuck? Yeah, I got my cat immunized. She is being very strange. So there's shields in here. You gotta try and get them at a time where she's looking away, though, so just keep that in mind. That's why I don't like coming in here, because they're kind of annoying to grab. So yeah, the crystal vial, the staves up there, they're also something we can grab. And in here, there's also some bows you can grab in here too. So, so there's one here, one bow there, one bow here, one bow here, and usually there's 2 bows on this bench. But yeah, again, sometimes they spawn, sometimes they don't. They're the only woodworking items in here. So once you've got all those, just go and deconstruct those. So go deconstruct. I'll leave that one. Alright, and just need one more. So there is another place you can check that's really easy to reach. You just need to be level 10. Now, ironically, it's the Imperial City. You want to come here. Alright, so when you get inside, just look around here. So there's some weapon racks. You're looking for ones that have bows or staves. This one over here has a bow. Grab that. There will be multiple weapon racks around. You just got to look around and find the ones that have staves. So usually, I believe this one has a stave, but it doesn't look like it does this time. Oh yeah, there's a shield there. Grab that. I think there's also some stuff here. Oh yeah, there's some bows here. Yeah, so if you just look around this kind of stuff, you can find some things lying around. And the better thing about this is they're not stolen, so you don't have to crouch and wait for shit. You can just steal them whenever you want. Well, you can just take them whenever you want, I should say. So you get into here, there'll be a woodworking station in these safe zones as well. Just come in here and deconstruct that stuff too. And yeah, really easy. Yeah, this is the only reason I would personally come here, is just to do the woodworking one. Because that's so much quicker. Alright, so let's talk about looting stealable items of blue quality or better. This one, it depends a little bit on the DLC you have. Oh, my cat is freaking out today. She really didn't like the vet. Alright, so stealable items, there's 3 ways. So, easiest if you have the Thieves Guild. It's not too bad if you have Necrom. And it's just going to take a little bit of a while if you don't. So what you want to do, firstly I'll go through the base game option. Actually, no. Yeah, I'll just go to the base game option. I don't have Thieves Guild on this character, so I can't do the easiest option. So the what the hell are you doing? Fucking nuts, cat. Alright, so you can open these dresses. You can actually open them here. As long as you don't take anything, you won't get a bounty. Just make sure, go to gameplay, make sure auto loot stolen items is turned off, because sometimes I go to Necrom and turn that on and forget about it. So look through these. Very rarely there will be a style motif or a blue item that you can sell for 250 gold. So, oh yeah, I should talk about that. Oh yeah, here we go. So there's one. So you can get lucky. Alright, can I not get spotted here? Oh, you motherfucker. Okay, somehow... Oh, yeah, so... It'll keep detect... Yeah, it's fucking weird. The detection system does this sometimes. It just breaks. So it keeps making me go hidden detected. Alright, so... The shit happens. Look, if you get a bounty, my advice is just... If you're going this route, just get rid of it straight away. Because you don't need to keep the item. Yeah, it's just good to sell it. So, I don't really mind. I get spotted. Just get rid of it. No, that's not a guard. Here he is. All right, come here. All right, so you just keep looking through. So that was one of the items that you sell for 250. There's no other reason other than like role playing to keep the item, because you can just you just sell it. All right, so you just keep coming through. And the other item that you will normally get are the style motifs. If you get a purple quality one, they also count, which is great. So if you get those, that's really good. But yeah, as you can see, it's very random, like very uncommon to get blue items. But what you do is you just keep looking through everything. And this room that I was just in there, that's really good because there's nothing in there to spot you. So you can just run in there and check, and then check everything else after that. Now, if you go to another zone from now, what will happen is, once you've left this zone, everything will reset. So a good way to do this, I usually like to do, is I go through the bank in Oridon, like you just saw, and now I go to Daggerfall, and I check the castle in Daggerfall, and I do the same thing. It's the hero who saved King Casimir. Yep, there it is. Alright, so you get inside, and there'll be a bunch of furniture to look into as well. So, again, you're looking for either just anything that has like a blue color. There's a safe box here. These can have blue items sometimes, but this safe box is really hard to open without getting spotted. You can jump in here, and sometimes this can work, but this guy moves around. You just got to be a bit careful. Yeah, that can work. And you can just jump out like that. But yeah, I'll just search through, see if the cabinets. So cabinets. Cupboards can work as well, but I believe these normally have food items most of the time. Same with like baskets. Okay, so this area right here is very important for the Thieves Guild method that I was talking about before. So I'll talk about that later. Yeah, so just keep looking through these, and eventually you'll find some blue items. So we'll just go through. So there's a nightstand there. There's a trunk here. Check. So that was a green blueprint. So you can get blue ones of these as well, or purple ones. So that's another thing you can get that's blue quality. So don't go downstairs. Not really anything worth looking at down there. There's a couple of like food containers down there. It's covered with game in it. So that there. There's a desk here, false eye. There's 2 wardrobes here you can check. These baskets are not worth anything. There's a desk here you can look at, and in here there's a big load of stuff. So there's this master safe box here you can check. That can sometimes have some blue quality stuff. These things here, furniture, the nightstand. Nightstand here, there's a shield you can get if you want to do the deconstructing endeavor. Got some stuff there, dresser here, backpack, Legionnaire figurine. So as you go, you'll notice that everything that you check actually will eventually empty out. I don't know why, but after you check a certain amount of things, everything you've checked before that actually gets removed. It's weird. Alright, so once you've checked everything, you can just leave. Now what we want to do is just go back down and head back to the bank in Oridon, and just keep doing that over and over, and eventually you'll see some things in those furniture that will be blue, and that's how you do that one. Obviously that's the slowest route though. There's Necrom as well, which is quite nice, which I'll go through now. So it's the Necrom underway strat. I'm sure some people have at least seen this to death. Alright, so we're headed to the city of Necrom. This is the wayshrine you start with if you haven't been to the zone. We are just heading to the west, over here. Necromunder's Outlaws Refuge will be here. Okay, so heading through down here and just go north. You'll get to a doorway on the northern edge, and it'll be called the Necrom Underways, and that's where you're headed. Alright, so to get access to this, you need the Necrom DLC. So, if you've got the Collections Edition, when it was on sale the other day, you'll have this one, which is good. Alright, and there'll be... These big urns are not important, the little urns are. As you go through, these have got the same thing. The difference between this and the other method, though, is that in this entire place, full of these urns, there is nobody to stop you from looking in and stealing all this stuff. So you can just go on a massive urn checking rampage, and eventually you'll find some blues in here too. Hey, there we go. Okay, I got a pattern there. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, so, yeah, like you saw there, eventually you'll find one. Now, if you get through this entire section and you don't see a single blue, or purple, or gold, don't stress, because all you have to do to reset this entire place is go into the Outlaws Refuge. Then, you just come back go straight back in. So what this will do is it'll reset every single container in this place. Now, obviously not everyone will be will be opened or have stuff in them. Some of these just stay with stuff not in them. It's just random. Don't worry too much about that. So yeah, everything in here will reset. So all you do is just check. I usually just go through like this, go around the outside, and then just come back, and then just go back in, come back out, and just until you find a blue item. Yeah, really good strat. That it can just take some time. All right, so one more thing though, you'll probably have a ton of items that you need to get rid of now that you've searched this place. If you've gone the auto loot stolen items route, if you're just looking for blue ones, then yeah, that's fine. But just understand, if you go to a fence to sell all the stolen stuff, there's only a certain amount you can sell per day. So I've got an amount here, 110. Normally, it starts at, I believe, 60 or 50. So you just have to be a bit careful with how much stuff that you get per day, because some of this stuff you won't be able to get rid of unless you get a bounty and you pay it off, because then all your stolen stuff is taken away from you. So in this case, all we'll do, you could just launder that and sell on a guild store or something. Usually everything, the only things I launder though, decorative wax is actually really good. So launder that, and then launder the lockpick so you can force locks of stuff. And we'll just launder this as well. Everything else you can just usually just sell. Maybe launder star materials if you're going to use those for wrets too. Got clear water, which you could use to level up alchemy. Natural water though is not useful in any way to me. Alright. So on that stuff, and as you can see, half of the items sold thing is already filled up, and that took like 2 minutes. Oh my god, they look fucking exactly the same. Okay, so the reason that Thieves Guild is good is because there is a achievement called Kari's Hit List. So we type in Kari's, Thieves Guild, this thing here, a cut purse above. So Despoil the Dominion, Con the Covenant. The ones you want to look at is Con the Covenant with the item in Glenumbra, and Loot the Landing, which is the item in the Hughes Vein area. So firstly, let's talk about the Hughes Vein area. There's something you need to understand with this one. If you don't go to Hughes Vein, none of these items will spawn. So even if you have Thieves Guild, the item that spawns in Glenumbra that I wanted to mention before will not actually spawn. So the very first thing you want to do, if you want to do this one, is go to Hughes Vein and just enter the city at least once, and that will trigger the thing in Glenumbra to actually spawn too, which I think is just a little bit quicker to get to. The only reason I don't suggest other ones, because I think there's easier ones to reach, but are there easier ones to get? I don't think so. Most of the other ones, the people that guard them are a lot more annoying to deal with. I just find these two here are just a lot easier to actually get. So the only annoying thing about this one is there's this person here who will come over and stop you. So as you can see, she's coming over. Is she going to turn around my way? No. Cool. So I've got this item here. This is the Kari's Hit List item. Come up to this thing. It's a gold quality item, and this counts for the Endeavor. Now, you might think, oh, but what happens if you get these items then? Like, that's it. What you want to do is destroy the item, and like a magic trick, it comes back. It's fucking glorious. So you can do that as many times as you want. All you need to do is just make sure you have a character, at least one, who has A, been to Hughes Vein, really easy to do. You just go to the way shrine that you start with, and just enter the city. It takes about 10 seconds. And B, just go there and find it. That's it. And that took just it took like a minute getting here. Now I'll show you the other one, which is really good. The one I usually go to. Because it's practically impossible to be spotted with that one. So you come in here, and on the main floor, you just come in this corner, go invisible, and there'll be this chest here. This one has the Dureni Inflammable Rug. So you can take this, and it does the same thing. Now this guy, I think sometimes he can spot you if you have really low, like if your stealth detection's base. And as you can see, destroy it, storage chest comes back, and you're good to go. So you just keep doing that as many times as you need until you get the stealable items one done. So they're the three options I suggest for that. Now, I'll move on now to excavating purple or gold-quality antiquities. Unfortunately, I can't do this on EU. Oh yeah, see, okay, so we got spotted there. So you just got to be a bit careful when he walks by. But yeah, I think this to me is like the easiest one. Especially if you have some medium armor and can get the medium armor passive, the middle one. I don't even have medium armor, lol. The middle passive here in this list, the one that shows up there, that one gives you increased... Oh, your stealth detection radius is reduced. So the dude can walk by and you still won't get detected. So if you've got a character with that, definitely have a look at that, because that can help. Now, with the gold or purple quality antiquity, I can't actually do this one on EU, because I do have antiquities, but I'm only level 1. So I'm going to have to do this on NA, which means this video will be delayed, unfortunately. So let me just wait until then. Alright, so let's look at purple or gold quality antiquities. So firstly, you're going to need the Greymoor DLC in order to access this, because that is how you unlock the scrying and the excavation skill line which you use for this. You also need to have Antiquarian Insight 3 out of 5 to get purples, and you need 4 out of 5 to get the golds. So if you want to know which ones you have available, because unfortunately there are some ways to guarantee yourself a lead, and I'll talk about those, but in most part, that's only limited, and once that happens, like you have to basically play the game in order to get purple leads. You will probably have some of these somewhere. So you go to Journal with the J key, and you go to Antiquities Codex, go to all active leads, and it will show you all leads you currently have on you. And anything purple or gold here is fine. I think also the orange ones, there's another tier of Antiquarian Insight, so Ultimate Difficulty. Anything from those 3 categories I think works. But usually you'll probably have a couple of purples, so basically if you kill stuff in a zone, especially like public dungeons are really good for this, just kill a bunch of enemies in there, you'll probably find a purple. Looting urns, especially in Necrom, if you've got that DLC, if you just go through the Necrom underways like you saw before, with the blue or quality or better stuff, anything like that, well, you might get a lead from that. I think doing dolmens as well, you can get a lead. So just basically doing any of that stuff, you can get a lead. I will show you another way to get a lead guaranteed every time. So you need to have the Markarth DLC, another fucking pay-gated requirement of this shit. But yeah, it's the only one I know of that is 100% guaranteed every time. So you want to come... You want to find... Oh, sorry, not the Arcsan Great Lift. The Nulzbar Great Lift, this one here. So get the closest way shrine to that and travel. Alright, so here's the Blackreach entrance via Nadzolbar. This location here into the Night-Hollowed Keep. Right, so once you get here, ignore as many enemies as you can and just go straight for the door. So don't go that way, I believe that's like you can't actually get up here via that way. Don't worry about those guys, they're not real. Just get to the door and come through. It'd be better if you have something like a Nightblade with a cloak or a stage 4 vampire, because you could just sprint with invisibility past everything. Okay, so you are looking for this location here, just here. I'm sorry, I don't know too much about them. So this thing here, this ancient text that you see at this section here, just interact with that, and you get a golden lead for one of the Ring of the Pale Order golden leads. So that's a guaranteed way there. But obviously, yeah, you need Markarth, and you need Greymoor anyway for any of this shit. Alright, so your other method for getting purple leads is you have to do a green lead in zones that have all 3. So green and then a blue, and once you do the blue, you'll get access to a purple one. It only happens once though, so once you've used it on that character, you don't get another one in that zone. So there's only a limited amount of these to use, but that is another method. But yeah, if you can't get anything from those, your best bet is to just go to a public dungeon and just kill everything you can see. And eventually you will get a purple lead. It just takes some time, usually. That or, like I said, the Necrom Underway with the urns. That usually gives you a purple lead too. So scrying and digging for these kind of quality leads is a lot more complicated than doing green and blue ones. So you absolutely want to have Scryer's Patience, Coalescence, Future Focus, and if you've got it available, Preemptive Power. This one comes up at the very end of the skill line, so no, not everyone's going to have access to that. Alright, so Journal, go to Spellcast Shard. Here's where Coalescence really shows how fucking good it is. So we've got this one here, we'll go there. Go there. That's the thing, I'm not really doing this properly, I'm just throwing these out. But we go this one, and then bam, we like obliterate half of it in one hit. So that one's done, just this one here. So there, and there. All done. Right, so what that does, if you're not familiar, I would hope you're familiar with how Antiquities work by this point. If you get all of the swirlies in that in the scrying section, it just prevents you from getting fake lead sites. So you only have to dig in this site, and this site's going to have the item. So it just shortens the amount of time you're going to spend actually digging for the lead. Ah, there it is. Okay. Alright, so the dig site itself will also be more challenging, especially the golden ones. Alright, so this auger can work here. Nowhere near, nowhere near. Okay. Alright, so it's in... It has to be in this region here, I'd say. Yep. Alright, so we found it there. So usually what I do here is try and level out all of the stuff here, and then dig it all one at a time. 1, 2, dig, 1, 2, dig. Once you've found out where it's actually going to be, then you start working on the rest of it. So we'll go these two, that one, and bingo. So we've got that. That's good. And then usually I just go nuts. I really don't care about the rest. You can get some extra stuff in here. Compared to the other qualities, you get more stuff, but as you can see, you don't always get anything, so it's not worth bothering too much about it. So yeah, it's only one this time, so you don't need to dig out two, which is nice, I guess, but yeah, just like most of this endeavor will be if you don't have a purple, finding a purple or a gold out there somewhere. But yeah, if you haven't got up to Antiquarian Insight 3, it's a bit of a long journey. Like if you're only at if you're only at scrying 1, it's going to take hours getting to the point in which you can do this. So if you don't have this one available, you know, and you can't really do this one either, or you have no luck with this one, personally, just leave it. For 10 seals, doing all that effort just isn't worth it. 10 seals is fuck all. Like, there's really not that much. Okay, any other questions about any of this stuff, just let me know as always, but for now, Dailies is concluded. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time, and take care.